Hey y'all, if you're already subscribed, welcome back my darling. But if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and join a part of the family and community that we're growing here on YouTube. Also, while you're down there hitting that subscribe button, also turn on your notifications for all of the notifications to become a part of the Morgan Shay Notify Gang. All right y'all, let's get into today's video. Okay, so I went to go try to search for the actual request for this video and I couldn't find it. I remember it was Taylor. Her name was Taylor who requested this video. So Taylor, shout out to you, babe. I did remember, she requested a story time while I get ready. So that's what we're gonna do here today. Okay guys, I'm gonna start in with the Fenty Skin moisturizer. It also has SPF in it. But this story goes back a minute, and me and my best friend at the time, we were single, and very close to my hometown is a very large touristy area called Sevierville. If you've ever heard of Dollywood, that is where Dollywood is. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So if you go to the 407 exit, which is what a lot of us call it here, is just the 407 exit, there is Sevierville, which is known for like the flea market. There's Pigeon Forge, which has Dollywood and all kinds of like, kind of like what you would see at the beach. Like there's a bunch of different like random rides and go-kart stuff. And then there's Gatlinburg. So we decided to have a girls trip this weekend to go to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Sevierville. And, you know, just do the wine trail, go to Dollywood, just do girly things. We had taken a couple of days off of work. Really nice resort up there that my grandparents used to always go. It was a pretty penny, but instead of like a normal like continental breakfast or something like that, you got like there was like this nice buffet restaurant that was next door and you got to eat there. So we decided to go with that place. At the time, the only wax museum that was up that way was in Gatlinburg. Now there is one literally like almost next door to this resort. But at the time you had to go to Gatlinburg. So we decided the first day to just go to Gatlinburg. We had such a fantastic time. We had such a good night. We went shopping. We got shirts done that said single as fuck. Like we were just having a really good time. I was like, you know what? Because at the time the island in Pigeon Forge had just got built. Which the island in Pigeon Forge is like a bunch of shops. There's a huge Ferris wheel. There's Margaritaville, Paula Dean's restaurant. Now there is Blake Shelton's restaurant. There's a bunch of cool stuff to do. So, and at night there's this huge fountain. It's not as big as the one in Vegas, but it's a pretty big fountain and it does a light show and water show, much like Vegas, okay? So we decided to go there and have some drinks. This is where the story really starts. I'm gonna do my brows real quick, guys, and I'll BRB. So we get to the island. And at the time, Margaritaville was like brand new. So baby, it was like popping. It was Thursday night, so it was ladies' night. So we start drinking, whatever. And my friend sees this guy. And y'all, I'm not one to stereotype, but my friend, she says, Morgan, there is a guy who looks like a complete and total like pedophile staring at you. And I'm like, what? And I turn around and I look, and y'all, he literally looks like if you were to Google sex offender. Like he literally looked so fucking sketchy. We were standing outside on the deck and there were a bunch of girls out there. Like there was a bunch of people out there. And these two girls who were like, cause we were all, it was basically elbow to elbow. You know what I'm saying? Asses to elbows. And this girl that was standing to my right, she was like, yeah, he is. He's a freak. It was like, he's very, very bizarre. He was staring at me and my friend. He's just weird. He's giving off weird vibes. Of course, this guy's staring at me, right? I look just to acknowledge and to let him know, like, motherfucker, I see you looking at me, okay? And I'm obviously not interested. I didn't, you know, if you're a woman, sometimes if you see a man looking at you, you might crack a smile or maybe wink if you're feeling frisky, you know, to let him know, hey, motherfucker, I see you and I'm vibing what you're putting out, you know? I did not put out that vibe at all. Nay. I was more of a, type of look, okay? We are standing there, you know, hanging out with this girl. Y'all, I don't even think any more of it. I don't even remember seeing the guy the rest of the night. So we go back, and this resort that we stayed at, it's important for you guys to know this, okay? You're not allowed to let anybody in behind you. They have to scan their room key. So we decided to go to the pool and just stick our feet in the pool and just chill, you know, whatever. Well, we ended up eating the pizza at the pool, jumping in our clothes, like whatever. Next thing you know, my friend gets a face of like terror. Like pure fucking terror. To see her make this face, which is literally like that. And I'm like, what? And she's like, don't turn around right now. But pedophile guy is literally watching us through the window. There was like a big glass window. He's standing in the hallway between the gym and the swimming pool, okay? Staring at us in the pool. Staring at us. We'll call her Shannon. I remember looking at Shannon and I'm like, I'm looking. Because I wanted him to know that I seen him, okay? I wanted him to know, like, I see you, motherfucker, okay? Don't try to pull enough shit because I'm fucking watching you, okay? I turn around. I'll look at him. I look at him like full on resting bitch face. Like I was like, and I waved. He went, like what he was doing is completely normal. I was like, holy shit. Like, weirdo alert. Like this guy really thinks that what he's doing is completely and totally normal. We throw our pizza box away. We get our wet asses out of the pool. And we just walk right past him because we had to walk past him to get to the elevator. So we walked right past him to the elevator and I looked at Shannon. I was like, you get in front of me because we are not letting this motherfucker on the elevator. He can scan his card. Get onto the elevator. Here he comes. He's coming. I'm like, close door, close door, close door. Close the door, go to our room, go to bed, whatever. Now, meanwhile, you guys, obviously, we were kind of like freaked out by the guy, but we were like, whatever, you know, it's over now. We can move on. And to be quite honest with you guys, I honestly did not think that the guy was someone staying at this hotel. I honestly thought that this guy had snuck in behind somebody or whatever. The next day was Friday, and that was the first day that the flea market opened up. So our flea market at this 407 exits, 407 flea market, is open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We go over and have breakfast. We don't see weirdo. So we're like, okay, you know, maybe this weird motherfucker just followed us here, thinking that we were gonna be like into him. And obviously we showed no signs of interest. So maybe he just went on about his life, whatever. We go to the flea market. Then we start the wine trail. Halfway through, we decided to go to this shoe store at the Tanger Outlets, which is like right up from where the middle of the wine trail is. Oh, there's so many people like in traffic, driving through places. Like, there's no way to tell if you're like being followed. There's just no way to tell that because there's just so much traffic. Unless you turn like off side roads, there's just no way to know that you're being followed. We're about to go into the wine place. We get there and we see that it's like slam packed full of people. So we decide to go on up to the Tanger Outlets. Best friend, she was like, Morgan, I don't want to like freak you out or anything, but like the same car that pulled in behind us here to the winery is now pulling out with us from the winery. And I was like, oh, well, it's, you know, they probably just thought the same thing we did. Like, shit, it's just too crowded, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. Couldn't really make out who the person was. It was like a big van, which is also really creepy. Because, fucking spoiler alert, it was that guy, okay? We get to the Tanger Outlets and we decided to go to the Starbucks first. We go to Starbucks, get our drinks. As we're walking out, bitch, which, like I said, Tanger Outlets is huge, but basically everybody just walks to the different stores you want to go to. So we start walking around, going to different stores, but as we walk out of the Starbucks, that motherfucker is walking in, okay? And what car is he walking out of, you may ask, is that motherfucking van. This bitch had been following us for God only knows how long. So at this point, I'm like, okay, he just ruined everything because now I'm like, how did he know where we were if he wasn't staying at the hotel? Because we didn't see him at breakfast. We didn't see him at the flea market. We didn't see him at lunch. We hadn't seen him at any other wineries. So like, how long has he been behind us? How did he find us? Like, all of these things are like going through our minds. So at this point, it's important for me to mention that the resort that we were staying at, they offer different bundles. So you can do different attractions for prices. So you can actually get them cheaper. So with this bundle, we decided to get a dinner at Holston Steakhouse, which you got like a coupon, not the whole dinner, because Holston's is very expensive if you've ever been there. Dollywood, 2 Dollywood tickets, and aquarium passes. Keep all this shit in mind, bitch. See this motherfucker, we keep going about our day, whatever. We continue the winery. That night, we decided to do the same thing we did the night before. We went down to the island, had some drinks at Margaritaville. Didn't see this motherfucker at all. So we're like, yeah, living life again. We go back a little early, probably about 11 o'clock. We get in our swimsuits and we head down to the pool. We're hanging out, have a great time, go to our room, take showers, go to bed, because next day's Dollywood. So y'all, when I tell you guys that we literally thought that this motherfucker had like bit the dust, we thought this motherfucker had bit the dust. We hadn't seen him. We were like, okay, motherfucker's gone, bye. Get up the next day, y'all. And that motherfucker is standing at the elevators. Like, and y'all, the way that he looked, it looked like he had been there, like waiting on us. Like, it was so weird. There wasn't a down button pushed or even up button. There was no button pushed. He was just like posted up at the fucking elevators. Ooh. So the elevator door opens. Obviously, he hits the button as soon as we get over there. He gets in the elevator, and my best friend was like, let's take the stairs. Like, as the doors are closing, she's like, let's take the stairs. We take the stairs. We go over to the restaurant. The motherfucker obviously, like, basically walked with us over there. Like, it was so fucking bizarre. We walked down the stairs. That motherfucker had to stand there and wait on us. Like, it was just so weird. We eat breakfast. He stares at us the entire time. I'm telling you guys, like, this motherfucker did not take his eyes off of us the whole time. You have to show your voucher from the hotel in order to, like, get food, okay? He's not, you know, he's just not getting no food or anything. And I look at Shannon and I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna wait until we get up, and he's gonna walk out at the same time. We get up, go and take your plates or dishes or whatever, and we walk out and he's not getting up. He's still sitting there. So we're like, okay, maybe he's just, you know, gonna chill before he eats breakfast. Who the fuck knows what this motherfucker's gonna do? So we head out to Dollywood. We have a fantastic time. Let's ride the little train. Well, it's not a little train. It's a full-on ass train that they have in Dollywood that people ride.
As we're on the train.
This is real fucking life. And this just goes to show, like, when you're having a good time with, like, your friends and shit, like, you don't pay attention to your surroundings. This is a message to all you bitches out there and men. When you're out and you have a freak who's literally showed up at, like, 6 fucking spots you've been, pay attention to your surroundings, ho. I wish I could go back in time to my past self and be like,
hey bitch, how you dumb, ignorant ass bitch. You know that creepy motherfucker that keeps following you? Maybe we should pay attention to our fucking surroundings.
so bitch, like something out of a fucking movie. By the way, I put an hourglass shimmer on my lid just to kind of catch up here, because y'all, this is why I can't get ready and tell a story, because a bitch fucking like has to talk. But something like out of a movie, I turn around because, you know, like when you can feel somebody staring at you, like you feel a motherfucker watching you. That's what it was like. It felt like somebody was like, and sure enough, bitch, I turn around and there's that weird motherfucker like 2 seats behind us. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where does he keep like popping out from? Which now looking back, we weren't paying attention. We weren't like watching our surroundings. We weren't doing none of that. Like, we were literally like chilling. We were chilling. I look to Shannon and I say, bitch, that weird motherfucker is literally 2 seats behind us. And she's like, great, so what now? I said, okay, if he starts following us, I'm going to do exactly what I said I was going to do earlier in the restaurant. And we're in Dollywood, so like there's workers and stuff. So that's exactly what we did. He ends up like walking up to us and shit and acting really weird, like trying to introduce himself. And I'm going to say his real name because you were fucking weird. His name was Frank, which I really hate because that was my pappy's name, but that was his name. He said, "Hi, I'm Frank, and you two are just gorgeous, and I haven't been able to focus on nothing since I seen you guys for the first time at the wax museum." At the wax museum, y'all, you remember at the beginning of the story, we went to the wax museum the first day. He said there's a couple of other girls, and like he's saying this really fast, you guys, like he's speaking faster than I can talk. He's like he's talking so fast, like Trisha Paytas is fast speaking. He's like, there were these two other girls that I seen that night at Margaritaville, and the next night at Margaritaville when we were all there. Like he was there. He's like is standing here, and like we're stunned. He's standing here admitting to us, you guys, that he's been like following not only us, but these girls from the Margaritaville around for days. I, being me, decide to just flat out scream like, "Ah!" And there's two Dollywood workers, both men, run up, and they're like, "What's going on?" And I said, "This guy has been following us around for days. He's literally admitting it." And he's like, "Yeah, aren't they not beautiful?" Like, he's like, not even like, I was like, and we just want him to leave us alone. So they call security and hold the guy there. And we file a report at Dollywood. And whatever, we leave Dollywood. We had to file this report. It took forever. It was a whole fucking thing because they ended up telling us later that like Dollywood is a place where children are, so they have to take this kind of stuff serious. Not that we were like gonna be like, "Oh, well, never mind, since this is taking up a lot of time," like never mind, because like this guy had literally popped up so many times at this point. We're trying to like live life, you know? And here this guy is like fucking everything up. Like he literally was. He was fucking our time up. So it literally took like 2 hours. I don't know if it still takes that long. I'm sure it does, because I will say this though, like, good job Dollywood for like handling shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're a supporter of mine and you watch me, then you know that I had a stalker for over 12 years of my life. So anytime that someone fucked with me, I pretty much had a handle on what to do. And I did that. I did not waste any time. It just is what it is. So we go on about life. We went back to the room and took a long ass nap, woke up and went to the island. I set my face and stuff, and I'll be right back. We're talking about the day, and there is two ladies, like, I would say probably like 20 years older than us. Like they're old. They're not older ladies, but they're like the age of my mom. So at the time they were probably in their mid to late 40s. We're talking about him, and one of the ladies is like, "Hold on just a minute. Can you describe the guy that you're talking about?" Oh yeah, like literally Google a sexual predator. Like that's what he looks like. Ladies just kind of look at each other kind of weird, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so weird that that's happening with you all, because we have literally had the same thing going on this week with a guy." Really sounds like we're talking about the same person. All the things that happened that day, like, you know, at Dollywood with him, and like, you know, just really opening up about the whole thing. And she was like, "Yeah, we really thought about, you know, like honestly calling the police." And they were from another state, and they were saying that they had been there for like almost 2 weeks, and that they were leaving the next day. And they had said that whole entire day, they literally, the past like 2 days, they literally were like only going like 1, maybe 2 places a day. Like the rest of the day, they were just staying at their hotel, doing nothing. And I was like, "If you don't mind me asking, what hotel are you staying at?" They were staying at the same hotel as us. Talked to these ladies for a while before we head back to the resort. As we are pulling into the resort parking lot, we notice cop cars in our resort parking lot. Get out, walk in. We're walking in the same time as those other ladies. And another like married couple with their kids were walking in at the same time. And it looked like that family was like just getting here, like they needed to check in. They had their bags and stuff. Walk into the lobby and there is a policeman there with the lady who had been at like the front desk at nighttime the whole time we had been there. And they were like, we need to see your room key. We need to see your all's driver's license, like all these things. Well, like I said, that one family, like they had their suitcases and stuff like to check in. And the officer was like, okay, well, she's going to have to search and make sure that you are on the list to be checked in. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like everybody is obviously super confused. And there was two people like standing off to the side who I guess were waiting to get their clearance. They had already walked in before us and they were like, yeah, there is a guy who works here who has been like stalking guests. And I was like, oh, that's funny because, and I point at myself and my friend and the other two ladies and I was like, we've been stalked by this guy for the past couple of days up here. And they were like, is that him over there? And I look over and it's the guy. He worked at the resort. He worked there. Not only did he work there, but he was over like events. So he would go out a lot of times during the day to get different companies to like sign with them to like for like bundle packages. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he knew where everybody was going to be, because every guest has to be logged under a certain event, and he gets that. We find all of this out obviously later, because after I find this out, I explained to the officer, and so does the other two ladies, that this guy's been following us around for the past few days. For them, like followed them around for over a week and a half. I don't know if the lady was supposed to tell me, but the lady at the desk said that that Dollywood had like contacted the police or whatever. I had to give our entire whole rundown of everything that had happened to the police, because the worker of this resort had gotten our information out of the computer and knew exactly where we were going to be going and knew what room we were staying in, what floor we were on, all of that. So yeah, that is the time the guy Frank, who started stalking me and my best friend on vacation. Obviously, these story times and get ready with me's are going to be something that I'm going to need practice doing, because I just did a horrible job. Like, I mean, I got quite a bit done, but nowhere near as much as I normally do. So y'all, there's that. Be careful when you're on trips and stuff. If somebody's acting weird, I say, you know, don't even give it a second opportunity. We're gonna speed through the rest of this look. here is the final look. I'm very much into it for sure. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. A little get ready with me and story time. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know. Let me know. Do you like the combination of me getting ready and telling a story? Also, it is summer. COVID's been lifted a lot of places as far as the restrictions go, so please be safe. Take this as note. I love you guys so much. Please be sure that you do subscribe before you leave. We are so close to getting monetized here, and I would love for you, you, the one who's watching this video right now. Shout out to you for watching, and shout out to you for helping me get monetized and growing my family and hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn your notification bell on to become a part of the gang. All of my social media is linked below. If you would like to follow me on a more personal level, you can go and click those links. Also, for those of you guys who do not know, I do sell Rise jewelry. It is surprise jewelry, but it is 0.925 sterling silver guaranteed. And we have earrings, we have rings, we have necklaces, we have pearl mounted pieces that are AAA freshwater pearls. So if you would like to purchase something from there, it is always linked below. That is the only thing that I ask, is that you do not dox me when I ship you your stuff, and you don't be spreading out my real address and stuff. That's the only thing that I ask of you, okay? Okay. Until the very next time. Bye, y'all.